Hello YouTube, welcome back. Today we are gonna be doing a video, much anticipated. Lots of people requesting this. So we have a 592, which is Husqvarna's newest, latest and greatest auto-tune 92cc chainsaw versus is called a 395 XP, and it is 94 cc's. Okay, so those of you who are not familiar with these saws, we got 94 cc's versus, just double check. Ooh, it says 93 cc's. So that's how close they are. 93 cc's versus 94 cc's is what they're stamped on the tag. They're both OEM. They're both fairly new. This particular chainsaw here is the auto-tune version. Okay, just for those of you who don't know, auto-tune just means there's no carburetor adjustments. There's no like a high and low speed jet and an idle that you can adjust. It does it all on its own. And I believe it's got the OEM coil in it, which I believe is limited at 12,500. Now I could be wrong. So we're building the pipe kind of to power peak. A little lower than that is in the video. You're going to see we're going to hit the rev limiter. And at first it's been kind of a pain building a pipe for this saw because when I put the first pipe on, this thing was just a dog. It was horrible. I'm like, this isn't even going to work. But until you recalibrate it, you hold it wide open, shut it off on the certain things that the dealer tells you to do, so that it will auto-tune and give it more fuel. So after we finally got that, it did that. It's been a lot better. Pretty impressive. So this is just for those of you who don't know. Now the 395 old school, yes, it does. We can adjust the carburetor high low, just like always. Most people in the industry, or at least the people around here, when you say a 395, they know what you're talking about. They've ran one, touched one, there's nothing new. They are tested and proven, and that is a sweet saw right out of the box. Those are fantastic. Okay, a couple of the other questions I get. So we built the pipes differently. Number one, the cc's are different, and the transfers, the ports inside the cylinder on these saws are very, very different. This one has a lot more radical ports than this one. Therefore, the pipe is different. The pipes are not the same. Now, when be like my son, when he's holding the pieces together while I weld them, how come this one is the length that it is? What's this piece? What's that? Why do you have this? So, when we're testing and tuning, those are some of the things we're doing. What happens if you take an inch or half inch out of the midsection of the pipe, or this cone, or that cone? What does it do? What does it? So I've been explaining this to my son, all while I have a lot of viewers online who I probably should be explaining the same thing. What it does, it gives it more bottom end or more top end, more mid-range, less RPM, all that plays into effect. So let's just say, for example, the overall length of the pipe is that exact length for a reason, okay? It is tuned and built just to fit that saw. Next, so ultimately, in my personal opinion, every pipe builder needs a dyno. And we've been in contact with Dyno Joe. He has a channel here on YouTube. Awesome, fantastic. He's a good friend, and he has been helping us build a chainsaw dyno, which will help us relieve, a lot of testing. And you guys know in our videos, there's a lot of human error that we do something we do it wrong, or we don't hold it wide open long enough, or jetting's off, whatever. So dyno is going to help us out a lot. Now, the owner of CPI, he has a dyno. My brother has a dyno. They are very similar to the ones that Joe has on his channel. My brother and my uncle, they use them for snowmobiles, 150 to 300 horsepower. So we're in the middle of building brackets so we can tone them down to run, 5 horsepower to 20 horsepower. not, you know, not 300. Thanks to Joe's help, like I said, shout out to him. He's fantastic to work with, and he's given us lots of pointers and direction on a dyno. And I'm just saying that not to copy anybody's content or anything, but just a pipe builder, so that when we do make changes, we can show you that on the dyno. Hey, we took an inch off this. This is what it did on the dyno. This is how it affected the saw. Versus doing it here one at a time, it's kind of tricky. You go outside, you run it once, and oh yeah, that feels good. Well, let's change this. Oh yeah, that feels a little better. But like I said, there's just a lot of human error. And so anyway, enough BSing about that. Let's get these things outside and into the wood. Second thing, pipes are not for everybody. Just so you know, we're not saying that everybody needs one, because they don't. These, you know, in the real world, you don't need one. This is just for fun, for enthusiasts like, you know, myself and people like me that maybe think they're cool and want to go out and buck logs or whatever. But in the real world, if you're cutting daily, I probably would not recommend a pipe. But they do add quite a bit of horsepower. You can get, you know, horsepower gains like I'm saying, we'll show future on the dyno, or watch some of Dyno Joe's videos. He'll show you that. Anyway, just kind of fun for the crazy people out there. Okay, enjoy. See ya. Okay, YouTube, welcome back today. This will be part 2. We've got the 592, 390, 395 from previous videos. The 592 and the 395 have pipes on them. They're still stock engines. Sharp chains, same bar length, that kind of stuff. Anyway, we're going to see what they can do. The 390. Oh boy.
Well, it blew the stock one out of the water, but what other one won, I don't know.
We'll have to go back and look at the time. This is our 395 pipe here. I don't know if you can see it. This was really our second time running it. with this prototype style. We really like it. It's proven great so far. This is the 592 one right here, and it looks pretty good. I was waiting for the auto tune. Looks like they're both about right. That's where I want to see the discoloration, is right there in that, about like a dyno run. So what do you think? Just close?
Both of them real good. Like, yeah, close.
Too close? Sure. Too close to tell?
For me to tell, yeah. I mean, maybe if a guy run them for a couple hours, you'd figure it out. But
there we go, guys. Pipes aren't for everybody. This is more for fun. Show your friends just to say you have one. Next time you see these, hopefully they will be ported. But anyway, we'll go back and look at it and see which one was faster. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.